Gotta hit the Bryce Harper thing real fast. On his damn mind. What up? For the GHS Sports Radio Studios and the GHS Sports Network, this is The Rant coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. We're presented as always by Guapaholic Entertainment, an Anchor Collision Center in Warner Robins. Call Rick at 478-922-9090. Somebody needs to come in here and fix this light because we have a light out, but it's all good. You can contact the show at Facebook.com/James Lassiter, Facebook.com/The Rant. Hit us up on Twitter at Radio Guy 15. That's me. You can catch the Mr. Payton at Mr. Payton. You can email the show at ghfsportsradio@gmail.com. It is good to be here today. So, I've been on vacation. I've been on vacation for my job. I've just been on vacation. This guy right here needed a break. So it was the 19th, whatever day that was. I don't remember. I believe it was a Tuesday. It was the day Scottie Pippen made his dumbass comments about LeBron not being clutch. And that was the last time I came on here and did any sort of show, any sort of reaction, anything like that. But Bryce Harper signed with the Phillies today, so we got to get into that. But first, I want to talk to y'all about my artist, Mike Foreign Van Diver. You can find him on YouTube, SoundCloud, and a few other platforms. His newest album is Closer to My Dreams. Go check him out. Again, Bryce Harper signed with the Phillies. First of all, I had a long conversation today with Chris, Mr. Payton, about this. And first of all, I'm not the guy that comes out here and says, don't go get your money. Because that's one thing I've always said, player mobility. I'm down for it. If LeBron wants to leave Cleveland and go to LA, do it. KD wants to leave Golden State and go to New York, do it. Go to the Wizards, do it. Go get your money because the athlete's career is short. So go get your money. Go work where you want to work. If you want to work for, eBay or Fox or CNN, whoever you want to go work for, go do it. Do what makes you happy. But again, if you take the money, Kobe Bryant, just know that you're going to financially cripple your organization if they have to overpay to get you. Again, Kobe Bryant. And then we get Bryce Harper. This started several years ago. We have Robinson Cano, Albert Pujols, Zach Greinke, the list goes on, of players who have crippled their organizations because they're top heavy. They got to pay Zach Greinke a god awful amount of money. They got to pay Robinson Cano a god awful amount of money. I mean, I've said that the Cubs 8-year deal, 7 or 8 years, I don't remember what it was worth, but the term was 7 or 8 years, and I don't have it in front of me. But Jason Hayward's contract for the Cubs, it's a bad contract. And the Cubs are sitting on a couple of bad contracts, if you ask me. Bryce Harper, first of all, to accept that offer, that's dumb as hell. Just to accept it. And we'll get to the Phillies offering it, how that was even stupider. But Bryce Harper, you're aware that they have no money to offer anyone around you. I mean, of course they have money, but not to put. They're top heavy. They're going to be top heavy. You signed a 13-year, $330 million deal. First of all, I'm going to step in his shoes for a minute. Because I believe that if you look at it from this perspective, if Bryce Harper looked at it from this perspective, he's going to know that his agent kind of let him down. His agent kind of let him down. So let's think about this. So you divide 330 by 13. That'll give you your average annual salary through the lifetime of your contract, right? As an agent, you get a percentage. Whatever you got worked out with your athlete. So 330 million. Let's use easy numbers. I'm not a math professor, so I'm not going to sit here and try to break down these crazy numbers. Would you use easy numbers? Let's say 10%. 10% of 330 is 33 million. That's a payday for Scott Boras, right? That'll be Bryce Harper's last contract. It'll be his last contract. He's not going to get another one. So 330 divided by 13. A friend of mine and I were doing the math off the top of our head. Math could be way off. I don't have a calculator in front of me, so I'm not even going to try to divide it. But we said, let's just say 25 million. Right? I mean, 25 million is going to be close. It's going to be in the ballpark. So 25 million. 25 million, I would have took the deal that the Dodgers are offering for a shorter amount of time, and they would have crushed what the Diamondbacks are offering Zach Greinke, which is 34. So let's just, if they're going to crush it, let's just say that deal was a 5 year, 200 million. That's 40 million a year, right? If I'm Bryce Harper and I'm, 26 years old, I'm going to go sign with the Dodgers for more than one reason. Not just for the money. Annual money is higher by a good percentage. I can bet on myself and I can test the market again in 5 years. And not to mention, he can't even opt out of this contract. This current contract that he just signed today with Philadelphia, he cannot opt out at any point. There's a no trade clause, there's a no opt out. So he's stuck there for 13 years. So this is his last contract. So if I'm Bryce Harper, I'll take the 40 today for 5 years, or 4 if he decides to opt out, or whenever his opt out is. So let's just say 4. So you can opt out after 4 at 40 million. That's 160. That's 160. Oh, well, 330 is way higher than 160. Yeah, then you can go sign another 7-year deal for 180 or 200. And in the long run, by betting on yourself, you're going to make more money. And the Phillies are going to be, I'm not going to say competitive, because like I've said over and over and over, one guy does not get you over the hump. Maybe a pitcher. I'll overpay for a pitcher. There's no way I'm going to overpay for a batter, because I can pitch around him. But I'm going to get that pitcher every 4 days. Every 4 games, I'll get that pitcher. So for the Phillies to offer this, the length of the contract is absurd. 13 years from now, he's going to be pushing 40 by the time the end of his contract is up. And we already know, you look at Albert Pujols, you look at, these people, once they get to a certain age, they decline, it's like they fall off a cliff. So the last, maybe 6 or 7 years of that deal could be awful. Not bad, but we're talking awful for the Philadelphia Phillies. And they're going to be stuck around that $25 million that they're having to pay him every year. He's not a fantastic fielder. And, for me, I don't know if I'm ready to play in the NL East with a different franchise if I've been in Washington, D.C. this whole time. This is not going to get perceived well by Washington. It won't be perceived well by New York. And those guys up in New York, they're hateful. It's not going to be perceived well by Atlanta or Florida. And if you start to really play bad, it's not going to be perceived well by the Phillies. They're happy today. Are they happy in 5 or 6 years? They may be happy today. What about in 5 or 6 years, 7 years, 9 years down the road? Are they happy then? I don't think so. I don't think this goes over well for the Phillies or for Bryce Harper. But if I'm Bryce Harper, I wouldn't have signed that. 13 years. And I know all these players, they want these long-term deals. For what? Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Take a 5-year deal where you can opt out at 4, make that $40 million a year, and then come back and get another 5 or 6 year deal, 7-year deal for $200 and make that money. You're going to go from $40 million to $30 million. Your agent's still going to make his money. And you're not going to handicap these franchises for a decade at a time. Come on. If I'm the Phillies, there's no way in hell I even consider 13 years. Because I look at the history of these deals not going over well after 5 years. So, I don't know what the hell Philadelphia was thinking. I don't know what Bryce Harper was thinking. I know what his agent was thinking. He saw dollar signs. But all he's done is crippled Philadelphia. Just like the Lakers were crippled whenever they had to pay Kobe a 2-year, I believe it was $48 million contract. Crippled. They just settled for mediocrity. They don't want to compete. They want to sell tickets. The Philadelphia's Phillies, congratulations. You just settled for mediocrity for the next decade. Congratulations. The fans may be happy today. They will not be happy in 5 years, or 7 years, or 9 years, or 12 years. They won't. And they're going to be stuck paying somewhere in the ballpark of $25 million for the next decade, almost decade and a half. Congratulations, Philadelphia. You officially settled for mediocrity. So I want to go to this for a minute, because whenever you're building a new show from the ground up, things have to evolve. And what I mean by evolve is, I started the show saying that I've been on vacation. I wasn't planning on coming back until Saturday, but this news broke, so I had to come out here. But I tell people, I'm like, hey, Wednesdays and Saturdays. But the reality is, I'm not on YouTube Live. I don't do Facebook Live. None of my shows are live yet. They will be very, very shortly. So I'm going to get away from the times until we do go live, because anybody who has a family, anybody who has jobs, anybody who has things going on in their life and they can't get behind the mic for 30 minutes on a Wednesday, oh well, the fans are going to be crushed. The people who follow me are going to be crushed. So I'm just going to put my stuff out as it comes. I mean, we just went through a 2.5-week phase. Super Bowl's come and gone. We got a little NFL talk. I'm not going to talk about Antonio Brown. I'm not going to talk about, I will, whenever I do come back, I am going to talk about the combine, because I do think it's very important that, and I think it's critical that Kyler Murray his measurements came out today, and they're all satisfactory. Everybody's thrilled to hear. You know, I heard all week, we're not so much concerned about his height and his weight as much as we are his hand size. Can he grip a football and whip it downfield? And there were rumors out that his hand might not measure 9 inches. Well, his hand measured 9.5, so that's good for him. So, but I am going to talk about the combine a little bit. I'm going to start getting up. I don't do these mock drafts, but I do like to think about who's going number 1 through about top 10. And anything past that is, you know, whatever. There are rumors about Josh Rosen possibly being shipped out of Arizona, and possibly that could be because Arizona wants to try to get Kyler Murray. There could be a lot of different reasons. They do play in a dome. They play in a warm city. So maybe that would be a good landing spot for him. I don't know. So we are going to talk a little bit about that. I do want to talk about the Joe Flacco trade because I haven't talked about the Joe Flacco trade. I do want to talk about that. And I do want to talk about, of course, LeBron, LA Bron, and how he's stunning the growth of the Lakers right now. And I don't believe that Rob Pelinka, I don't believe that Magic Johnson, and I don't believe that Luke Walton are the issue in LA. I believe LeBron's the issue in LA. And I know Chris is going to crush me whenever I get into this topic because he hates to hear me downplay the significance of LeBron. I'm not saying LeBron's not significant. I'm not. I just think LeBron is stunting the growth. And I do believe that LeBron was healthy for about a week before he came back. Because I believe that Rob Pelinka and Magic Johnson knew that LeBron was stunning the growth of the Lakers. And they wanted to get them playing together as a young core for just a couple more games before they brought LeBron back, because they know whenever LeBron's on the court, you're stunting the growth of the players. And I do want to make my pitch about, and my argument about why I don't believe the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. But I will say this: if they do make the playoffs and they get to the 7th seed, I think they can do some damage. I'm not saying that they're going to go all the way to the Western Conference Finals, but I do think they could win a series or two. I think they could. I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying they're going to make to the. I said Eastern Conference. I meant Western Conference. Been in the East for 16 years. I do believe that they could make a run. I'm not saying they're going to make a run, but they could if they could get to the 6, 7, or 8 seed. Now, if they have to play Golden State, you can forget about it. They're not knocking off Golden State. But either way, I just went on to a rampage about rant about that. But so I'm gonna put my stuff out there as I can, because set times right now, since I'm not live, don't really make a difference. I don't have to use set times. So until we go live, I'm going to get away from the set times for now. So I might have 3 or 4 videos up per week. I can have 1. It just, it doesn't matter at this point because we are not on a set time. I am getting everything in order to get on, well, I say I'm not really doing anything. But Chris and everybody, you know, the PR crew that we got working together, we are working on getting launched on Anchor Podcasts, and then hopefully we can transition to iTunes and a few other different things. I want to be on about 5 or 6 different platforms in the next 6 months, so we're working on that. SoundCloud, we're on YouTube, we'll still be on Facebook. So we got a lot of changes going in that regard. And not so much changes, we're just transitioning. We're trying to reach more people quicker. And so that's what we're working on in that department. So now that I got that all out of the way, so y'all keep an eye out for what we got going on, and you know, we'll keep it. We'll get it out as much content as we can on as many platforms as we possibly can. So with that, my rant is presented by Anchor Collision Center of Warner Robins. Everybody's been in an accident. I know I have. When I did, I needed to find the best place to ensure it was done right the first time. So I went to Anchor Collision Center of Warner Robins. One weekend and I was on the road. Rick will take care of everything. He'll even handle the insurance companies. Hold on. They'll use words and phrases you don't understand. Well, Rick does, and he'll take the stress out of collision repair. Call him at 478-922-9090, 478-922-9090, 478-922-9090. Text it. Just text it. And we will see y'all shortly. Y'all be safe, be easy. Y'all have been listening to The Rant on GHS Sports Radio and the GHS Sports Network. Live from Atlanta. See y'all soon.